Today's episode is brought to you by our good friend and sponsor Brian Miller over at United Real Estate Chicago, the only realtor Mike and I trust when buying or selling a home. Links are in the description below.
Are you thinking about buying or selling a home? Or maybe you just have questions about the real estate market. Hi, I'm Brian Miller, and I'm a licensed real estate professional serving the Chicagoland area. People know to call me when they need a problem solved. Through research, troubleshooting, and asking the right questions, there isn't an issue that we can't overcome together. If you're buying, I'll help you find the home that fits your wants and needs. If you're ready to sell, my goal is to get your home in front of the masses and do everything it takes to net you the most money. Since entering the industry in 2014, I've experienced navigating various types of markets, as well as assisting clients with short sales, probates, and selling homes that have been sitting on the market. In other words, if you want to work with an award-winning real estate agent, make the process as easy and stress-free as possible, you've come to the right place. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm Brian Miller, and I can't wait to connect with you.
Hey, welcome to IMO. In my opinion, with J&M. Jonathan, sir.
What's up? What's up?
Another week.
Yeah, another week.
Oh, you had a good week though. You were off all week.
Yeah, but like I told you off air.
You told me off.
Off air?
You told me off. Why did you tell me off? What did I do?
I didn't tell you off. Off air.
Yes, off air.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot more running around than I was when I was working.
It's called being a parent.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
And you're also going out of town.
Physical therapy. Yeah, but it's 2 days.
What? Can I ask you a question? Since you're going camping, what do you do camping?
Nothing.
But then why?
Not a Memorial Day weekend. That pool isn't open, so we're not going to be doing anything.
So why?
I don't know.
I find camping to be
kind of... having
of
kids. You got to go out. You got to do stuff with them.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do stuff here. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
You don't got to drive.
Like what?
I don't know.
The pool.
Go to yeah. Well,
the pools
indoor
aren't
pool.
open.
Indoor
They
pools.
opened this or the beach.
You can go to the park.
I'm not swimming in Lake
You
Michigan.
can go to the park.
Fuck, that water's like 50 degrees.
You can go to Great America.
Yeah, Great America.
And get raped on food.
Sure, yeah.
Well, you could get a food pass and then.
Or you can eat at Culver's or Golden Corral outside.
Dude, I don't even know what I'm spending money on anymore. The portion sizes. Fucking horrible.
For what?
Any restaurant. I got a Whopper Junior. It's more like a Whopper the Third. That thing was like...
I will attest that I did also eat I ate a double cheeseburger at Burger King, and it was relatively small. Remember the days of eating quad stackers?
Yeah.
Those are great. Good times.
No
Good times.
more.
Oh, you know what they got again? They got crispy tacos again.
Oh, yeah, always.
Those are good.
The best, authentic.
Wait, Taco Bell?
No, Burger King.
Burger King.
Burger King.
They have like deep fried tacos.
It's almost like you're chewing on it and you can close your eyes and you feel like you're in a Mexican street. You just got it from a street vendor. It's so authentic. Authentic.
We have a guest
with that
here.
slice of American
Shut up.
cheese in there.
We have a guest here with us. She's an actress, podcaster as well, and does like product reviews as well. So I'll let her introduce herself.
I'm Angelica. I am an actor. I'm in film. I recently started the Second City Conservatory, and I just try to get out there in whatever way I can. I audition for theater a lot, musical theater, independent films. So, yeah.
Right on. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I just came from a gig. I was downtown.
That must have been a terrible drive.
Yeah, it was on Green. Well, it was near Green Street. It was at ABBA.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Getting out of there is got to be a pain in the ass right now.
Luckily, leaving, it was only half an hour.
But it's Memorial Day. I feel like
It is not Memorial
hold on, no,
Day.
it's Memorial Weekend. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Does anybody else feel this? You probably, because we travel the same routes. Days before holidays, weekends. So let's say like Memorial Day, for example, right? It's on a Monday. We're usually off. I mean, we usually work Friday. We're off Monday.
Yeah.
Right? Do you sense that there's less traffic?
Yeah.
I do. I think it's because everybody goes home early.
It's different because I was actually, today it was over an hour and I left. I had to be there at 2:30. I left at 1:15. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to get down there.
Where are you coming from?
Jesus.
Park Ridge. So that's like kind of close to here, even 10 minutes away.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of construction like on 94.
Kind of neighbors.
Yeah, kind of.
Pretty much. I was like, oh, this is right by me.
Yeah, because 94 sucks balls. I mean, when has 94 not ever sucked balls?
always bad.
Excuse my language. You can cuss all you want, by the way. You could let it rip if you want. No filters here. Since I was a child, I've always remembered 94 under construction. Have you ever remembered a time when it wasn't?
But now they close down all the express lanes. So
Where?
I-90, like if you're coming from O'Hare to downtown.
To the city?
Yeah, it's all.
Because that's causing crazy traffic. Because at one point they had 2 lanes closed. I think they're resurfacing or whatever the fuck they're doing. Then they opened it for like the winter, and traffic got a little better. And then they obviously have to do the other half now. And I think that's what they're doing. And it's just like, godly, like between that, the kids going back to school, because in the summer there's less traffic.
Yeah.
Dude, it takes me literally about an hour straight to get from Schaumburg to the house. But in the morning, it takes me 30 minutes the other way.
Yeah.
Going the other way. But anyways, enough about that. So, actress, eh? How'd you get into that?
I actually started as a little kid, doing things on and off.
Pull it a little closer to you.
A little closer.
A little closer, right there. There you go.
I actually started taking it more seriously once I got to college.
Okay.
Because as a kid, I would, do shows here and there, but it was always like that favoritism thing that got to me, especially in high school. And it was kind of more political. Whoever, I felt like they had favorites and then whoever had parents who donated to certain funds.
Jeez,
yeah, they would get the roles. And I'm just like, there's no point in even trying. So I landed up working, and then I always had the dreams too, but I felt like there was a lack of support in high school. It was when I got to college was when professors were actually very supportive and motivated me.
Right on. Where'd you go to school?
For high school, I went to Maine South, and then
Why do you say it like it's embarrassing or something?
well, I don't know. It's I
went to Kelvin Park. I mean, there's no more embarrassing
That's
than
No, I
there's
felt
no
like it's just
embarrassing
Or
or I guess maybe. Go ahead.
I don't know. I felt like high school, once I got out of there, I'm just I never want to see those people again.
Really?
Yeah.
and you went to Maine South?
Yeah.
That's the high school my kids are gonna go to.
Oh.
I mean, it's probably, but I mean,
That's a good hire.
it's not Kelvin Park. That's all
Imagine if she went to Kelvin Park.
It's like look at the rule is basically like how it is with what I'm assuming fathers and their daughters. Like the goal is for her not to wear clear heels and on a pole.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
mean-
as children, the goal is not to let them go to Kelvin Park High
Yeah.
School. That's the goal. Or Shure's or freaking Roberto Clemente.
I got held up at gunpoint sitting on my high school stairs.
Wait, where did you go to high
Calvin
school?
Park.
Kelvin Park. Good old Kelvin Park.
Oh my God, Kelvin Park. So you went to Maine South, right? And then you went to college?
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
I first started at Oakton Community College.
Okay.
That's where I feel like I got the most support from professors, and they were really motivating for me to continue going after what I wanted to. And then I got a scholarship to Columbia College, Chicago, and then I finished studies at Columbia.
Okay. Fair enough. That's pretty good. That's cool.
There's politics over there.
Yeah, but I feel like they were very accepting of people at Columbia College.
But Columbia is like an art school.
Yeah,
So, like that's what they made. That's their whole shtick is.
They had no choice but to put you in.
I mean, that's the whole program is.
Remember the
basically
good
that.
old days when politics were only in politics?
Yes.
Well,
No, it's like in every
Yes,
fucking thing.
Well, now, yeah, it's everything. Like, even if you support certain brands, people get mad. They're like, why are you buying that coffee from that place?
Seriously, you drive a Ford, you're a
Because
Nazi.
Because
like,
I
what the
want
fuck?
to
Are you
wake
serious?
up in the morning.
Serious? Oh, there you go. Hey, that's a good one. I like it. That was like I got it.
Yeah.
It sunk in. That was kind of funny. Good job. Okay, so you went to college, you did some acting, or you did some studying of acting. Then what'd you do? Did you start taking classes, all that jazz?
I did, and then I realized like Columbia actually taught me this early on that I can't just wait and stay in one place. Like I couldn't rely on Columbia College to give me all the opportunities to perform. So I learned early on to start going to different networking events and create my own opportunities, get out there, try to collaborate with people. And Columbia actually gave us business cards like at orientation to get our names out there.
Fair enough. That's
So,
pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the most valuable thing I learned at Columbia. Well, I mean, there was a lot of other things I learned,
I
but
learned how to hand out cards. I paid thousands of
it
dollars
makes
for an
sense.
education.
No, but
teach
to
you how
network.
hand out cards.
Advocate,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
I'm just pulling your leg.
yeah,
Go ahead.
because like at Columbia, they had like, their filmmaking department, they had
Yeah.
their theater department, they had their journalism department. So like they kind of wanted us all to just network. And,
That makes sense.
and
That
we
makes sense. It's a tool. It is a tool. Like the more people you know, the better, I guess, the more chances you can get. I would rather it be not like that, and rather it be that you get something because you're good at it, not necessarily because I know the person who's making the film. But that's just me. That's just me.
Oh, yeah. But it kind of happens now a lot with influencers. Like, I know it was like a thing a while ago. Like, people were afraid of it, but I feel like it's happening more now. Like, if you have 1 million followers on Instagram, you're going to get into more films.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but they get you in. But see, this is the problem. Then they pick you not because of your skill. They're picking you because of your following. So how good is that? You get what I'm saying? It's like when okay, let me see if I can think of an example.
You're close to 1 million though, right?
No, hell no. I'm like,
No, you have a good following.
I mean, I only have like
Minus 900.
900,020, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Did anybody hear my knee crack just now? That was pretty loud. Anyways,
No.
Sound like a chicken leg.
seriously,
snapping in
yeah,
half.
like if somebody broke the tripod and just I'm trying to think of somebody who's like that. It's like you bring Ronda Rousey onto Bad Bunny, right? Bad Bunny thinks he's an actor all of a sudden, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
Bad Bunny now?
He's an actor, apparently. He's been in a few things, right? So Bad Bunny, and I'm not throwing shade on Bad Bunny, good for him, whatever. But no one, like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have to fucking audition. He doesn't have to do anything. He's gonna get the part. He's not good, right? He's definitely not no freaking Christian Bale or anything like that, right? But they put him on because they know if he's in the film, you're gonna fill up seats. So to me, how good is he? He's really not that good. At least not in acting. He's good at rapping, but he's not good at acting. It's like a stupid. I
There's
don't
no
know.
what's his name over there.
He's no Gary Oldman. Let me
There
tell
you
you.
go.
You know who Gary Oldman is? Oh God.
I heard the name. I mean, I've heard the name.
I've heard whispers of that name.
I'm gonna turn
I
off
just-
her microphone now. I'm kidding.
That's his favorite actor. And like,
I probably saw him in something, but
Of course you have. You probably did.
Yeah.
But I would say the percentage is what? Like a 70-30, 70 no, 30% don't know?
75-25.
He's an amazing actor. He was in the Batman movies, like with Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale. He was the cop. He was also in like Air Force One. He was in Harry Potter. He was in the movie about Winston Churchill. I forgot what that movie was called. Crap. Whatever.
Winston.
No, it was not that. He was in the Book of Eli. He was in a bunch of shit. But he's a really good actor because he's one of those actors that kind of is like a chameleon. So like you lose him, you don't know it's him because he's that fucking good. That kind of thing. So you took classes because obviously I met you at a school.
yeah.
So let's talk about your
Green room?
no, not the green room.
No, it's a
Chicago Actor Studio. We can mention it. Whatever. It's not a big deal. We'll talk about it. Go ahead. So where did you start going to classes? Where else did you go besides there? Anywhere else?
I did take some online classes. I felt
Okay.
like that was beneficial too because like there were teachers who would like teach out of LA or New York, and then I would learn like from different like schools out there, but they had the Zoom class options.
Do you like that?
Actually not as much because I felt like I could goof around like a little bit too much.
I feel like there's something about acting is a real thing in person. And I think trying to replicate that via Zoom, I think is difficult.
And especially because some of these classes, like I couldn't keep up with it for long because it would be like $400, $500 a month. And I'm just like, well, I could take classes for a month. That's it. Like barely.
expensive.
It's like
acting classes are expensive in general. Period.
It is.
I mean, it's fucking like at least 300 plus to take 6 weeks or 4 weeks of acting
You're
classes.
talking about $400 a month for a Zoom class?
That's
Yeah.
what they want to try. They're like,
Damn.
or like there's ones like people are like, oh, you got to take this class. And then, you know, I would like work and get extra money, but I'm just like, I can't take more than a month, but it'll be on Zoom for like 5 hours. And then I'm already zoned out, half asleep.
I think the only online thing I took was I signed up for masterclass and I took Samuel L. Jackson's class. That's it. Or Natalie Portman.
Masterclass, is that where it's
It's
like
like a
not really expensive?
It's a subscription and they have like, it's not just acting. They have like everything. They have a class for like everything. If you want a podcast, they have somebody. If you want to do, if you want to be an influencer, like MKBHD is in it or whatever. Like they all have their own classes. Like for acting, they have Samuel L. Jackson, Natalie Portman. Who's the girl from?
It's not interactive, right? It's
No,
just
it's not
them
interactive.
talking.
It's just them talking. I mean, you get valuable information from them, right? Because obviously, you're never. None of us are, unless we become famous, are ever going to have a chance to take advice from Samuel L. Jackson or Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen unless you end up on a Thor movie or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they kind of break down their concepts of how they attack roles, I think is worth the subscription fee.
Yeah.
I mean, you pay for a year and then you just watch whatever the fuck you want. And I did. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was interesting. So you did online classes, right?
Yeah, and then
Got bored.
Yeah, and then I auditioned for the Second City Conservatory because I took improv about 10 years ago, and then I wanted to get back into it, see what happens. Like a few people told me, why don't you just try?
Okay.
And then the first time I was actually confused because they have a Second City Conservatory on Zoom. So one time I did during my lunch break and I got in, but I'm just like, wait, this is all on Zoom? The Second City Conservatory on Zoom? And I turned that down. I was like, no, I'll just like audition again and try to get into the in-person one.
Okay. So you took Second City, right?
Yeah, I'm in it right now. I'm
You're
in
in it
the first level, and then our first performance is on June 23rd.
Right on. That's pretty cool. Second City is obviously famous place. I mean, a lot of it's for like improv people. Like, you know, what was the guy who died? The big dude with Adam Sandler, the Chris Farley. Chris Farley was from Second City. I think Adam Sandler went to Second City. A lot of funny people went to maybe.
Conan.
A lot of people went to Second City.
A lot. And then it was even funny at Columbia. Like, I didn't do this, but some people actually were comedy majors and they could like major
in comedy.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Like, how do you major in comedy? Like, how do you judge in funny?
Well, if you come in like fucking Jim Carrey,
I guess. You know what's funny? There was an episode of King of the Hill. You watch King of the Hill? You ever watch King of the Hill?
I did as a kid.
I feel like I'm the only human being that watches
he
this.
still watches it religiously.
I'm
Like
sorry.
like if it's the first
Like,
time it's come out, like
they
there's
stand
new
on a hill?
episodes.
No. King of the Hill is like
They stand on a hill and drink beer. That's what I remember.
in front of the porch. Yeah. So like, I'm sorry. I'm a very routine guy. I like watching the stuff that I've enjoyed. Like I watch that. I watch Family Guy. I watch old shit. What do you want me to tell you? Would you sit there and watch Seinfeld?
Seinfeld's a different story.
Well,
Seinfeld's
that's what you find funny. I can't sit there and
Beloved
rewatch
world.
How about South
Worldwide.
Park?
South Park. I
I
wasn't
grew up
allowed.
on South Park. I snuck and watched that as a kid.
I wasn't allowed to watch South Park. That
Well,
was very.
me neither. I snuck and watched
That
it.
was very anti-religious. That was a little too extreme for my family.
No, my mother actually, it was a mistake. And then she realized it a little later. She actually got me when I was 4 years old. She got me like the South Park movie, the cartoon. And she's like, oh, hey, Angel, just watched this cartoon. And then about a half an hour in,
She's like, nope.
oh, they're swearing too much. And I got so mad. I was like, this is funny. Why are you turning it off?
But see, you just aged me. I just felt so old all of a sudden.
She's
She's like
like
the
4
movie.
years
She's like the
old.
movie. I'm like, the
think it
movie
was
came
like-
out what year?
Was it
Because the show
1999 or
because
something?
the show's
Oh,
old.
Lord.
The show's old.
No, I watched it from the beginning. After that, I just knew like I'd sneak to like, there were a group of kids. We were kind of troublemakers. We would actually sneak and watch it and then talk about it the next day.
Shit, I couldn't even watch The Simpsons when I was a kid.
And we
They wouldn't even let me watch that.
But you just sneak and watch it. That's what I did.
The thing was, okay, so in my household, at the time, there's only one TV.
There was no sneaky.
There was no
sneaky.
basement?
Yeah, there's no sneaky. There was only one TV. So it's like you couldn't watch shit. You had to watch whatever that person was watching.
Novelas 24/7?
No, I mean not 24/7. My time of the day was like early in the morning before school, and like when my parents were at work. When my sisters, Miliani would go read, Tiffany would go do whatever, and I'd watch cartoons, whatever during the day. But in the afternoon, it was Full House. It was Full House and novelas until we went to church when we were kids. I'm happy that I don't, man. See, this is why I'm glad I'm not part of that anymore because I like watching whatever the fuck I want to watch. Anyways, what was your first role, film-wise or television-wise or recorded-wise, not stage?
Not stage. I feel like my first. Well, I know I would do like a lot of like student projects, especially at Oakton. My first film, like, probably that stuck out to me the most was from Backstage. Actually, I started auditioning on Backstage. It was a student from DePaul. Like he was in grad school. He put together a film, and there were actors in there who landed up, becoming successful. And I was like the little sister to someone else, a girl named Claire. She landed up like being very successful, and I would always look up to her. But that was my first role. It was called Ukrainian Girl. It was different, but it was.
How did you prepare for that role? What are you laughing at? At least
Girl.
don't just giggle and not like you gotta giggle and explain why you're giggling.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Now you're gonna make me giggle.
How did you prepare for the role?
He hates that.
What do I hate?
We get the giggles.
Oh God.
But I get
This
the
guy, this dude right here. I love this guy, right? He's my best friend, right? But he starts to get the giggles at the worst fucking times in the world. One time we were filming
And
something.
it's only when he's filming.
When we're fucking filming, and this guy just gets the giggles and he won't stop. Literally. And it's like, bro, we need to hurry.
It wouldn't be so
record.
bad, but I'm holding a camera, so it's pretty bad.
Yeah, that could be. You have like a shaky camera.
It literally has happened in every set that we've worked on.
Yeah.
Like literally, because it happened when we did the football thing. Definitely happened there. It happened when we were doing Secrets We Bury in the basement of the church. And at the hotel too. That sounded terrible, but at the hotel, you just got the giggles.
Yeah, well, I'll work on it.
Anyways, so how do you prepare for a role? What's your tactic?
So what I would usually do is I would, of course, like study the script, like, map out my beats. And then sometimes to prepare, I will like kind of like do a journaling exercise as like I'm getting ready. I'll journal like as the character, like
That's a good idea.
Do who, what, where, what are my, objectives in that scene or scenes if it's multiple.
I kind of like that idea. I might.
The first time he's asked that question countless times. That's the first time I hear that.
I like that idea.
Journal.
And it might work.
Well, that's
for
what happens when you go to school for it. You learn.
Sure.
Well,
excuse me
it
and
was
my
out of
YouTube
school.
education.
Where's your business card?
It's in the house, actually. I actually have one. But I like the idea, and it might work. It might work for the serial killer thing. Might work because I can have a serial killer journal.
Yeah, because like sometimes if you just go into it being like, okay, I'm just gonna memorize the lines. Like, okay, anyone can memorize words off a page. It takes work, and then almost like it might sound crazy, like almost like meditating into that character a little bit, like
Agreed.
meditation. It's like where you are journaling, you are getting to know the character. You're creating that character as you journal.
That makes sense. I like that idea. That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I might try that.
Yeah, especially for a serial killer, you might just like want to, kind of dive deep into what like kind of triggered, like maybe there was a story that the character faced where it motivated him to start killing.
Right. I like it. I like that idea. It's a good job. I like it. Okay, so you start writing this journal, right? I'm assuming you memorized your lines at some point.
Yeah, and
Right.
then
So now you're on set. How are you? You're sitting in a chair. You're getting ready to do your thing. What are you doing? What are you thinking about? How do you get yourself amped or however you want to go about it?
Sometimes what I'll do is like, of course, like, there's small talk. You're going to get to know your castmates. But it's important, I feel like, just to take that time, take some deep breaths, get yourself centered before you start. Just so you could like kind of just get a feel of your environment, like okay, this is my character. We are here right now. Like you can almost do like, sometimes I'll even like do another little mini journal, mini notes, like especially after like we'll do a read through and then I'll get to know the energies of the other cast members. Like I'll just write stuff down in the script even.
Okay. Who are you signed with? Who's your agent?
Right now, I'm with a few, Dream Team in Chicago.
Everyone.
I know.
Everybody and their mother.
No, it's like I have like, I'm not going to get too much into it because I love her. She's a very sweet lady. Like she has given me opportunities in multiple cities too.
Sure.
And then I'm with MPM in LA, and then I'm with a couple in New York, but it's like now I just have to get that all organized because now I feel like my Actors Access page is like a big list, and I'm just like, okay, I need to, because I feel like still, even with like representation, it's all about doing your own work too.
So if you get an audition, because I'm only here in the city. If you get an audition, let's just say in LA, right? And you get a call back and they tell you, hey, it's an in-person. How are you taking care of that?
I have the unlimited flight pass from Frontier.
I see.
And then with my dog, I actually try to have a system. Like I'll try like getting like a few different like dog walking services lined up at a time. So in case I have to fly out, I could text them and be like, hey, are you able to check on my dog? And then I have my neighbors who like, they actually are willing to help. And then I'll give them like free stuff that I get.
You got a plan.
Yeah, especially with a dog. I feel like, like my dog's pretty easy. She just needs to go out a few times a day, like have someone hang out with her. But it's just having that system.
You got a plan.
Yeah, having a dog is like having a kid.
Good shit.
My kids want a dog, so they're not going to get a dog.
It's another kid.
But I can dog sit.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right by me too, so I could always
100%.
pay. I could always pay like per day, because I don't want to leave her in a doggy hotel, because that would remind her way too much of a shelter. And she came from a shelter, so she gets very anxious even going to a doctor or a vet, and she doesn't want to be there because it's too much like the animal shelter she came from.
Yeah.
This is why we network.
Yeah.
To find dog sitters.
Yeah, let me know your daily rate.
Interesting. Okay, so you have a plan. Yeah, that's why I don't think I can put myself out in other states right now. I mean, I have a whole life, everyone has a life. Everyone has a life, but like,
what are you trying to say? She doesn't have a life?
No, that's what I just said. Everyone has a life. Everyone has a life, but there's a different set of responsibilities for everyone. I think everyone has. Well,
it was like that girl a couple weeks ago. She was a waitress, and they were.
It's a good job for that. It's a good job for that, right?
Where travel wise,
versus my job is a Monday through Friday, same hour every day.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't. I mean, I guess I could just say, hey, I'm not going to be back for a week.
But I feel like as actors, that's why like when I wanted to take this seriously years ago, I looked like at all the different flexible jobs out there. So that's why I started doing a lot of brand ambassador work, and then I started dog walking, Uber Eats, DoorDash. I got into substitute teaching. I'm starting to study real estate.
See, but that's hard because it's like
I get exhausted a lot.
You're not gonna. You have to have. Okay, again, I don't know how much you make. You don't have to disclose any of that. But it's like you're not gonna make a lot of money. Let's say Ubering a lot. You can make money, right? But then that's a different. I think it's a different pay scale between that and like fucking. Like what you do, for example, you've been at fucking wherever you work for, we're not going to say, but wherever you work for the last, 20 years?
Close, 17.
Can you close that for me? That's probably distracting. Close that tab for me. Thank you. 17 years, right? So like, no, if you were to quit that to have a Uber Eats thing, you probably wouldn't be able to make ends meet.
No, that's more like, I feel like for me, I put that in the category, like if all other side hustles fail, I'll do DoorDash and Uber Eats, because I definitely feel bad for those drivers because because I'll do it and I'll sometimes drive 10 miles to someone's house and they won't even tip.
I know, I'm probably one of them. I'm kidding. I'm not. I tip very well, actually.
Because that's why I tip them more, at least like 20, because I'm just like, No,
I tip very well.
Yeah.
I tip very well. I mean, I don't know. I think I got into this too late in my life-ish, probably.
No.
I mean, yes, you can still be successful in it and whatever, but it's like, I feel like my life is very routine, right? And like, I have to do what I do to make my ends meet, right? Like, I can't just say,
wake up, drink that Coke in the morning.
Get Coke. You're a fucking liar, bro. I drink a C4. Get it right. I have to do what I do to make ends meet because I've inherited or selected certain responsibilities and debts in my life. You know, like, it sucks when you try to be the homeowner or whatever, right? And then you start to realize, fuck, this is expensive.
Yeah.
Every month you got to pay a mortgage.
But it's also like, do you have a roommate? Do you have this? Do you have that? Well, how much are your bills? I mean,
sure.
It all depends.
This is why I would get upset when the actors were on strike. The actors would piss me off because they were all like, and I'm not saying you don't have strike for whatever the fuck you want to strike for. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. That's not my point. But it was dragging for so long, and the actors were saying, well, we're losing our apartments. We're losing this. Well, then go get a fucking job. Like, why are you, I mean, I understand that, yes, you need to picket. I get it. But if you want to pick between picketing and eating is more important, in my opinion.
But that's why I feel like my mother taught me very well. She's like, yeah, I could do the acting thing. But she's like, make sure you have a backup plan. Make sure you're teaching. Make sure you're doing something else, that you're not just relying on that.
Yeah, you got to make money because life, unfortunately, is based around money. You cannot live without money. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, you ever listen to those gurus on the internet?
Oh,
don't have a plan B or else, because you're like saying you're gonna fail. I mean,
pretty much those people who like try to sell you those silly plans.
Probably
like
investing in Bitcoin or
get a turnkey company and it'll be successful.
Oh yeah, or you could buy them online, like these pre-made
you can have caviar
stores
for your cat. That kind of shit. Those people. Yeah, I don't know. I've always felt like, dude, acting is such a hard career to do where you're financially stable with it. It's a difficult this is not like applying for McDonald's.
No.
This is a whole different fucking can of worms.
But now I feel like, especially with what's going on in the world, it's really starting to get scary. I know I don't want to get too deep on here. But,
girl, let it rip. Let it rip. We're very neutral. Go ahead.
But it's just like, now the world, like, inflation is getting to be insane.
Yes.
And, that's why it's scary, like, to not work, or like, if you had the opportunity to work and turn it down, like, I feel like some people probably did. Nuts, but
yeah, like right now so I'm very picky with what I audition for. I'm like super picky. So like, I don't know, I decline a lot, right? Because it's like, they'll throw me commercials. I didn't get into this to be a commercial person. I've done a few. That's not my bag. So like, I decline a lot of things. People say, "Oh, what are you declining? An opportunity?" Like, yes, I get it, but if it's not something I want to do, something I feel like I want to do, then are you really putting your heart into it?
Yeah, because there's people, I feel like they're very successful commercial actors, but like, I wonder sometimes, is it their heart to really be that insurance girl forever and have that image?
I mean, I'll take Lily. Yeah, if I was Flo or Lily, yeah, I guess.
Like, is that really?
Yeah. Or the guy from State Farm now, I guess. Yeah.
Jake. Yeah. Well, I mean, they probably make great checks, but
I feel bad for remember the first Jake from State Farm? I feel bad for him.
Wait, what happened to him? Wait.
He got replaced.
Wait, what did he look like?
It was a white guy. You remember the commercial?
Khakis,
yeah.
red shirt.
He got replaced by
Jake.
Wait, was it the one where they're like, "Who's Jake?"
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah. And then he was like, she sounds hideous, but he's a guy. He's like, what are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Poor Jake.
Khakis.
Should at least give him a cameo.
Well, I mean, he probably made at least a lot of money off that commercial.
Of course. But he got replaced, obviously, because of the situations that life is right now. Everything needs to be, which I think is fucking stupid, but that's just me.
That's why, like, certain things, why it's harder for certain people to get
Agreed. I think everyone has problems with this, right?
You know what? I kind of get it, but at least bring somebody in. Don't fucking take somebody out and bring somebody in. I mean, 2 people can do it.
Yeah, you could have done like what they did with Progressive. How many fucking characters do they have now? They have a bunch.
Apparently State Farm isn't doing that well.
No, they're not. Actually, like someone told me the quality of insurance has really gone down.
Oh, great. Because that's my...
I'm thinking of switching soon, even though I grew up with the same State Farm agent.
No, I mean, I'm not a fan of doing that. I've never been a fan.
Well, it's like that guy probably had a lot of hope. He's like, hey, I hit it big. And then like he just
they said no because you're white, basically, which I think is fucking stupid. Well, I think it's stupid.
Well, that's what people kind of tell me sometimes, and I try not to like get it through my head. But they're like, "Well, look on TV. What do you see right now?"
A lot of minorities. That's what I see right now. I was watching. Hold on, time out. Let's be real here. Let's be real. And I mean, again, you can disagree or agree, whatever.
No,
you would
because it's just like a lot of times I'm very neutral. I don't really.
I am too. I am very neutral. But it's here. The problem is that the world doesn't want to be neutral. They want someone to shine more than others. And there's the problem. I will grant that, yes, at one point in the history of Hollywood, it was dominated by white people. I can admit that. That's probably true, right? But it's not like that anymore. But now it's turning into the opposite. Yeah. Now it's like we need to have the majority of them to be minorities. Why? That's not equality. Equality is equality, meaning we have 50% whatever and 50% whatever. That's what it should be. We shouldn't be replacing white people with minorities just because we want to make sure that minorities get into this. How about we just write minority stories?
Or stories.
That's it. Like, it's very fucking simple.
Or what's wrong with just like including I feel like including everyone is a lot better too. But.
Agreed. I agree. But what I see happening now is, this got serious, but what I see happening a lot now is that we're freaking, maybe not an absence of white people, but we're replacing white people or white characters, whatever you want to call it, and replacing them with minorities, right? Which is, I guess, fine.
Oh, like in like the Disney remakes and
everything. Even in fucking X-Men, the cartoon show, they're including shit. And I'm like, why? How about just write a character that's what you want them to be? Like Morph, for example, right? You remember Morph in the cartoon?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah, you're a little young, but you don't remember the X-Men cartoon, the old one, right? Like in the 90s? Probably not. So they made a newer version that they're running right now. They just finished season 1 on Disney Plus. And Morph is a mutant who can transform into whatever he wants, right? And in the original cartoon, what was he?
White guy,
right? Okay, so now he has a bag on his head. 90%
Wait,
of the
he has
time.
a bag?
Not a bag. He you don't see his human face anymore. So now he's gender fluid, right? And I'm like, okay.
But isn't it X-Men?
Sure. I mean, no, yes, and I get your point. I get your point. But they're doing it to be inclusive. And to me, that's not a sufficient enough reason to change a character that's been established. Right? And I can grant a hair because Morph is a person who can change into whatever he wants. I got it. But in the cartoon, he was a guy. Period.
He was in the comic too.
Right, but I don't remember what his backstory was in the comics, to be honest. It would be like, and then I heard recently they said that they wanted to do X-Men characters, but they wanted to change races to include Hispanics and this, and I'm like, I'm a Hispanic. John's a Hispanic. We're both minorities.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not, he's Hispanic. I don't want that. I don't want someone to give me a role because they feel fucking bad for me because I'm not represented in Hollywood. I want to earn my fucking role. Does that make sense? Is that hard to ask for? I don't understand. I don't want a handout. I don't want it. I think everyone should earn what the fuck they get. It's that easy. What say you? Sorry, I talk a lot.
No, you're fine.
Go ahead.
I definitely agree. And I know it's like hard because like
the sensitive topic.
If you have certain opinions, people are not going to want to work with you. Like you kind of have to agree. That's why when I'm in class, when I'm doing things, I just don't say anything unless I know it's a safe environment for me to actually express my views, because I feel like now it's like you got to believe one way. You have to think think like everyone else one way, or else you're going to be ostracized.
And I think that's terrible. That's a terrible mentality. The point of this country was people of different opinions can somehow coexist. But we don't want that. And that's what irritates. I mean, whatever. We'll stop talking about this in a second. It just irritates me so much that we can't just be. Right? It's like someone's got to be better than the other. I'm like, no, let's just be.
Or they're like self-righteous is like, oh, I like support these people more. I'm donating more to this cause. I'm better than you because I'm donating more type of thing. Or I'm wearing the shirt, or I changed my profile picture to this.
Or whatever. It's stupid. It's stupid. And even, I mean, and I get it, right? I understand. History is one thing, right? We can't deny history. What happened in this country happened in this country, right? But if that didn't happen, we wouldn't be here. None of us.
But now
none of us would.
It's weird because I feel like now, like even like, you know, now it's like all about body positivity too. So I feel like a lot of things are changing in that way also.
Do you agree with that?
To an extent, I love the movement, but it's like, why, like, especially like, I'll just use Victoria's Secret as an example. It's like, why, like, make those girls look like, you know, they're villains when, you know, they probably worked hard. There was probably, like, I know there was a lot of abuse, like, with Victoria's Secret and, like, the creepiness of Victoria's Secret, but, like, all bodies should be accepted, but, like, people who work out, people who are, like, super thin, they shouldn't be, like, hated on. So I feel like...
I feel with
Michael, stop hating on
yeah.
I think when it comes to like models and stuff like that, I agree in a way. So body positivity is nothing wrong, but I don't think it should be forced down anyone's throat. It shouldn't be forced down anyone's throat. That makes sense. Go ahead. I see you smirking over there. You're gonna say something stupid.
No.
It shouldn't. Like everyone has their opinion of what beauty is. That's where the slogan comes, right? With the whole beauty's in the eye of the beholder, blah 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 blah. Right? Sure. Everyone has an opinion on what their vision of beauty is. But I would argue that there is a general standard of what we consider beauty in both sexes, or nowadays whatever sex you want to be. There's a standard, right? Like we could argue, sure, I guess. Like I could argue. You're furry. I would argue that like Megan Fox is a very beautiful, attractive woman.
Yeah.
Right. The majority of guys, let's just use guys' opinion because it's a woman, would agree. Right. And then if you grab someone who's less attractive, they're gonna say she's less attractive. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. Same thing for women. Right. So if you were to find like who's a guy you find very attractive, famous, whoever.
He was in Twilight. Taylor Lautner.
Oh God, my sister used to like him a lot too.
Or that's like just revealing.
That's
like,
the wolf guy, right?
The wolf.
Yeah.
Well, he does first.
Wolf.
It was Team
or
Jacob.
Edward Cullen.
He was Team Jacob, right? He was Jacob.
Yes. Or Edward Cullen was a very he's still alive, but he's attractive too.
Okay, so that's your bar of attractiveness.
Not even.
But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But then if you grab him, I mean, I don't know how he looks like nowadays, but if you grab him and that's your opinion, which is fine. It's amazing, right? But then you grab, let's say, Chris Hemsworth, right? The majority of women would probably say
Steve Buscemi.
He's what? Who?
Steve Buscemi. Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Whoever. The majority of women would say he's attractive, right? But then they would grab and say, who's the Hoffman? Seymour Hoffman? The chubby dude? Actor, really good actor?
Danny
DeVito. Most people are not going to say he's attractive. And that's okay.
That man's a short king.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. You're going to say he's a king.
This is 2 episodes in a row where we bring up Danny DeVito.
That's true.
Great.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
But that's my point. It's okay to have that opinion. You don't have to say everyone's beautiful. You don't have to say that.
I'm cool with positivity.
No, body positivity.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's like, I won't.
Go ahead.
No, but I feel like sometimes it's like, yes, body positivity. Positivity. We all have different bodies. But the thing is, it's like, just try to be healthy, though. I feel like
Yes,
just not let it go too
That's
far.
exactly what I was about to say. Don't tell me a 600-pound person is gonna walk around and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, you go, girl.
Aspire to be like me.
That's
It make no sense.
Hell no.
It don't make no sense.
But
That's good.
like, I feel like there are people who, are curvy and they eat a healthy diet, but that's just their body. Like, their body is able to,
Sure.
like, take care of that lifestyle that they have because they choose to eat well. And it's just genetics. But some people are just like, okay, I'm going to go have like 10 Big Macs and French fries and smoothies and Culvers every day and not take care of yourself.
There's nothing wrong with Culvers every day. Let me tell you right now. I'm kidding. I love Culvers.
But
Don't
it's
tell me.
Every day.
Yeah,
every day. Well,
Not every day. They got new bacon, FYI. Their bacon's really good now.
yeah, I haven't eaten there in ages, probably
God.
high school at least.
I agree with you. I think yes. The problem with bigger people, men or women, is that unfortunately they are portraying what we assume is a non-healthy diet. We assume I have big sisters. My sisters were big girls. They did not eat well. So that's what, if you saw her, that's what you think. There's nothing wrong with thinking that. But the fact that you're criminalized or you're looked down upon because you think that, to me, is stupid. You can think whatever. It's like looking at cars, for example, right? We all know Dodge is not the greatest brand in the world. We know that. That's fact. We know if you want a car that's going to last you 100,000 fucking miles or more, 200,000 miles, Toyota, Honda. That's it. There ain't no other car that's going to do that. We know that. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Yes, it's kind of unfair to compare humans to vehicles, but you get my point. Like, there's opinions on everything. So what? You have an opinion. Leave it alone. You like it, like it. If you don't like it, fuck it. Who cares? Move on. Why should somebody be a villain if they don't agree with you? That's kind of my point.
Well, I feel like that's how it kind of is now.
That's why the world is going to shit.
It's kind of sad. It's like, why can't people have different opinions without being... Well, I'll use an example. Like, it happened actually while I was a student at Columbia College Chicago. There was a Trump supporter,
okay,
and they bullied him out of the school. And they were saying things about it, and like, at the time I was like, that's kind of messed up. Like, why would they bully someone with different political views out of a school? And I get it. Like, it's a very liberal school, accepting of certain things, but
it's liberal in the United States of America.
yeah.
Which means you can you can have an opinion on whatever the fuck you want. You can say whatever you want.
Liberal in what way? 'Cause I don't.
It's probably their stance.
the new liberal, like,
Okay, there you go. Because if you're getting kicked out of school for supporting someone, you're not.
he was
really...
bullied until he left. They made sure of it, and I thought that wasn't cool. It's like, okay, if someone's like, I get it if they're like shoving their views down your throat and being obnoxious, with their MAGA hat. But if they're just going to school to learn and maybe, they say, oh yeah, I voted for this person, like, why should they be?
Oh, so
Right.
he wasn't that type of person? Jesus.
I just heard it through the grapevine. I didn't actually meet the guy, but
What's terrible, what sucks about it all is that it's always usually it maybe I don't want to say it's always been a one-way street, because it's not. It's a two-way street. But it's like, fuck it. He liked Trump. Who cares? You liked Biden. Fuck it. Who cares? Biden turned out to be a piece of shit. Am I over here pointing a finger at you because you voted for him? No, I don't do that. Fuck it. Who cares? You voted. That's your opinion. You wanted Biden. You didn't like Trump. Cool. No problem. It's always been, and I've noticed that it's always been such a thing against Trump. And I'm like, Trump is a dick, right? Don't misunderstand me. He's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Right? He's kind of a dick. But I will say, when it came to running the country,
It was a lot
I think
better.
he did a hell of a better
It was
job.
a lot better.
I can't deny that.
I saw a kid on a treadmill at the gym, like a year
You know
ago.
what? Hold on, time out. I'm kind of even scared to listen to the radio sometimes when
Why?
they start talking about Trump, because people pull up next to me and start looking at me crazy, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do anything. Go ahead, because I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was wearing a Trump hat. And I was like, wow,
Why?
that's a bold choice. I
was he
like
at Planet? Was he at Planet Fitness?
it.
or-
No, he was at the Export.
Oh
I
God,
was like, that's pretty bold.
dude,
but
there's a
it's
house.
fucking, I love it.
If you go down Austin towards the highway,
Yeah.
there's an apartment building, and one of the apartments has a Trump flag out front, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get killed. Bro.
But
like,
you know
that's
what?
crazy.
You're gonna egg your house.
Seriously.
It's more accepting now because
I think more people are turning more that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they still don't like him, which is fine. I don't necessarily like him as a person.
No, he's abrasive.
It is
what it is.
He's one of those dudes that
eggs weren't $10 a fucking case when he was president.
I've always said about Trump, I'm like, bro, if Trump would have just stood quiet and not said anything and let that pretty ass white girl speaker for him that would speak in the meetings for him, let her speak for everything, he would have been one of the greatest presidents of all time. My opinion.
Sure.
I mean, the economy was doing well. His problem is he talks too fucking much.
Yeah.
Talks too much. He talks with no fucking filter. He forgets that he represents he represented an office. That's his problem.
It's looking like he's gonna.
I mean, I don't know. Right now, I think he might actually lose too.
No, he's not gonna.
Well,
he might be in jail.
He's not
that,
jail.
and then I feel like now, like there's Kennedy running also, where I don't know much about him. But I feel like that, that's going to divide voters up even more.
Well, we've never seen, I don't think
He's
in the
a
history,
Kennedy.
we've never seen in the history of America a third party win. Ever.
He's not third party.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
Is he
Yes.
Green Party or what?
He's running. He's not running as the Republic. He's not the Republican nominee. He's not the Democratic.
But the only difference
nominee.
is he's a Kennedy.
Yes, but I don't think he has that
name
much.
holds
He doesn't
weight.
have that much. Yes, I don't think he's related to the Kennedys.
Oh.
Is he related to the Kennedys?
He's a
I don't
Kennedy.
know.
What do you mean? He's a Kennedy.
So is that old wrestler in WWE. Doesn't mean that
No.
he's related to fucking JFK.
He's not Mr. Kennedy.
Yes, but
he's an actual Kennedy.
Hey, you got that reference.
Of course I did.
But I'm saying I don't know if he's related to
Yes, he
JFK.
is.
How do you know that?
He is.
Because you said
I'm
it.
99%
I'm
sure.
going to look this up. Keep
He
talking about Kennedy.
is.
Keep talking about Kennedy. Go ahead.
He's a nephew of an uncle of a cousin, but he
Uncle
is
Sam?
related.
Oh my god! I
Let's
think
hope
you're.
not.
I think you're way off.
No,
but
he
anyway,
is.
whatever. He's running. He's running as an independent.
Mm.
No one's ever won in the history, I think, of America. No one's ever won running independent ever. I wanted the other
He's a
dude.
Democrat, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think he was a Democrat. All Kennedys are.
You're also assuming that he's related
Democrats.
to JFK.
Well,
He
what's the
is.
answer?
It's a whole family of Kennedys.
They're the only ones in the world. They're the only ones.
Chances are, if you're a Kennedy and you're in politics, you're related to that family.
Really?
All the family tragedies and all that. Yeah,
I think you're full of shit.
I'm
Well,
100% certain.
Did you type it in yet?
I'm going to. I'm just waiting for him to keep talking so I can look down. Go ahead, keep talking.
You
John.
want me to keep talking?
Yes,
and
please.
dig myself into a deeper
Deep-
hole.
yes,
But
deeper,
There is no
deeper.
hole, my friend. He is related to somebody. Ted Kennedy. He's his son. Something. There's something there. I think Arnold was related to the Kennedys, right?
The one with the really hard last name?
Schwarzenegger. Him.
He was not
Yeah.
related to the Kennedys, was he?
He married Maria.
So there are three independent nominees.
Mm.
Kennedy, West. He kind of looks like the drummer from Jimmy Fallon or one of those shows. He looks like the drummer he has the Afro pick. The drummer,
Okay.
black dude, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Famous drummer. Kind of looks like him. And some other lady called her last name is Stein.
No,
So Kennedy.
they're not
Let's see who
winning.
Kennedy is.
Stein is Stein Green Party?
Huh?
Stein, what party is she?
She's independent.
Independent, no
She's
party?
No party. So it says nephew. Oh, he's a nephew.
Oh, so you win. You should have made a bet.
There you go. Congratulations.
Kind of looks like those them too.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Here, I'll give you a round of applause. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Congratulations.
I don't just spew stuff on here.
You did
know
not-
what
hold
I'm
on.
talking about.
For-
I've heard him talk
For
before.
a few
I've
seconds,
seen-
you did not sound secure about what you were.
No, because you're
claiming.
questioning me, and I'm thinking, do I know what I'm actually talking about? And it turns out I do.
To be fair, Kennedy, I have not heard much about him. I mean, I've heard him mentioned in the
Well, he's dead.
race, but no,
Well-
the Kennedy who's running.
Okay.
I
I've heard-
see hats. Kennedy is the remedy.
Kennedy is the remedy. I like. Hey, that's a good one. You know who I wanted?
He needs a remedy for that voice of his.
You know who I
Going on
wanted?
there.
He needs some Robotussin.
He's got
Metamucil?
He talks like this, and it's
Ricola?
annoying.
Like
that might be, huh?
Like when you put your face in a fan.
That's how he talks.
Kind of. It's really weird. It's like his voice box. I I don't know.
Maybe he was a smoker.
Spasms.
He was a smoker.
No. It's
He has the
just-
thing. What do they call it? The thing, the little voice, the
No,
talking
he doesn't
thing.
have
Oh, like
voice
that,
box.
like
The lady that tells
on
you to
South
quit.
Park. On South Park, I think it was Mrs. Garrison or Mr. Garrison's lover had the voice box. I think.
Oh yeah.
No, that was the uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of. I mean, I know of him as a presidential candidate. I just haven't heard enough from him or of him in the news for him to be kind of a threat for
He's
either
pretty
Biden
cool.
or.
He's well known, but Trump is gonna win.
You know who I wanted to win?
100%.
Well, I mean, there is controversy right now because there's rumors about certain things. I don't know how deep you want to get into it, but
Deep as you want to go.
well, there is like where they're trying to help all these people who are escaping. Like,
Oh, I heard that they're trying to get them so they can vote, and they're trying to give them like citizenship or paper so they can vote to move the election in a certain direction.
yeah, the
Is that what
vote
you're
for
going
Biden.
Yeah. So all the immigrants that are coming in, they're giving them papers and stuff like that so they can vote for
They
Biden
can't. They're not
and win
supposed
that
to-
route.
No, that's
It's crazy, right?
That's illegal. You can't do that.
I mean, if they have papers, they can vote.
that can't happen. There will be.
That's a theory. I
There
heard
will
that
be
theory.
a civil war. If
just
that
made a movie like
happens.
that.
Are you? Hey,
With Kristen Dunst.
that might have been some foreshadowing.
Dude, that I heard that. That's actually interesting. You brought that up. I actually heard that one time.
That
Yes,
cannot happen.
It's like I'm afraid to bring certain things up. I'm just like, is this gonna be offensive? I don't know.
Not to me.
Not to us. You're good here.
I just
But
don't.
it's
You're good
just no, because I see videos like, you know, they're getting like free hotels in New York City, free food, but then they still throw it out.
Well, whatever they were trying to do with that, it's going the total opposite way with actual citizens that live here. That's why black, Hispanic, obviously white, they're going for Trump now. 100%. Did you see
Yeah.
that thing in the Bronx or Brooklyn?
Yeah, but
Oh,
there was a
I
lot of people.
watched.
But there was people that were criticizing him.
Oh,
Were criticizing Trump at the same time.
oh wow. Well,
But there was a lot of support. There was a lot of support for him. But it's a Trump rally.
Those
I
really,
mean,
yeah, but those
only
are
fans are
really
gonna go.
people that are coming in from other states or cities. Those are actual people
from Queens.
Yeah.
bro, which is normally a blue thing.
Well, it's weird because I actually saw like a chant that they were, you know, I forgot the exact chant, but pretty much it was saying Biden and Trump, they don't give an F about you.
I mean, I believe.
Or
it.
F Biden, F Trump, they don't give an F about you, something like that.
I mean, that's probably true. I
Because
mean,
they can't really care about us. Politicians, they don't care.
is that worse? Here's the thing. I grew up. When it comes to politics, my father never spoke to me about politics. My father only really said one thing to me, and it stuck with me because sometimes it makes sense, at least in today's day. Democracy is great, but sometimes it could be very bad, right? In this country right now, the way we are, like you said, you're either here or you're there, and if you're not, you're the bad guy. If you don't agree with me, you're the bad guy. That's kind of the downside of democracy because there isn't one voice. There's multiple voices, and if you don't agree with said voice or the popular voice, then you're bad. There's when democracy kind of fails. Maybe not fails. Drops down a notch. Does that make sense? I think right now it'd be better if we had a fucking king. At least the king will say, this is what it is. That's it.
You want
What? It'll be AI.
like
AI one day, yeah.
It's gonna be AI.
That guy right there, he's going to be a robot under
Hey,
human flesh.
That's
Like,
fine.
yeah, and then about AI, I'm just like, that's getting to be bad too.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of,
Well, watch the Terminator.
yeah. Well, have you?
Long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, at least you watched it because it's a pretty old movie.
Sarah Connor told us.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. She warned us. Kyle Reese warned us too.
Yeah.
He warned us. AI is interesting, right? Because here's the thing about humanity. We wanted it until we don't want it anymore.
Hmm.
We wanted fucking AI.
I didn't.
Siri?
I knew
You
it was
never
going to be
wanted Siri?
well,
Serious.
I was
Siri?
no, I was always afraid to. It took me forever to get an iPhone because I didn't want. Like, I hated the fact that you could scan your face to check in or have your password to get into your phone. I always had like really old Androids, but then for my job where I had to take pictures and use certain apps to fill out reports, I had to get an iPhone. And I hate having like all this information about me in this little like block of technology.
You want me to tell you how hard it is for people to get information off of an iPhone? and I'm gonna tell you because I'm going through it right now. Apple is the most challenging company to try to get information off of a device. Okay, so my sister passed away recently, and her device is locked because we don't know, but none of us know her password. Right? The only way Apple, I'm her brother. I have a death certificate that my name is on. I have all this information about what happened. Blah 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 blah. I can prove I'm her brother. They won't release it to me. Okay, they won't give me shit. They told me the only way you can get Apple to unlock that phone, which they can do, obviously, right, is you need to go to a courthouse and a judge needs to specifically say and mandate that Apple opens it. That is the only way. So the concept, I agree with you, yes. Mind you, I grew up, I'm older than you, so like I grew up before all this bullshit. All this iPhone shit, we grew up before that. So information was not as easily accessible, right? But I've accepted it, right? And this is what I mean when I say people want it until we don't want it anymore.
Well, until it's going to start taking people's jobs. I mean, already we see it, and especially for artists. Like, remember when you saw all those like people using like, it was like they were making cartoons out of themselves. They're using AI art where they would pay $10 to an app.
It was the app thing.
Okay.
What was it called?
Lensa, I think Lensa.
Yeah, there was that, and there was another one that was like, or like what they're doing now with like Arnold, and they're putting Arnold on every fucking movie.
Oh my gosh! But it's all AI, where it's actually taking away jobs. And then I was at a real estate event recently, and this guy was talking about how he's using AI for voiceover. Like, I don't want to pay someone to do voiceover for me, so there's an app where he can make the voice sound however he wants it to sound.
But you do know that society has been doing that for the longest. Right. So like if you go into the mechanical like revolution, like machine revolution time, right, where we started at one point, Henry Ford had thousands of human workers building cars. Obviously, at some point, machines took over the majority of it and we start to let go of people. We're okay with that now. Right. So as life progresses, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever you want to call it, things change.
So where does it end?
It doesn't.
So nobody has a job?
It doesn't, because let's just say we go into a iRobot future. You ever watch that movie? Will Smith?
Yes, but this is like on topic, but I saw actually this video of the guy who has like the full system where he has the chip from Tesla, and then he's able to actually move a mouse on his computer screen with his thoughts.
But see those. That's kind of, yeah. Tesla started doing it with people that are like handicapped or have like mental disabilities, or you're basically a disabled person. So like if you can't move, like if let's say you're a vegetable, that chip can allow you to connect to your computer so you can move the mouse around with your thought instead of.
Well, if you don't have any brain function, I don't think that's.
Well, you would be a potato.
If you don't have brain function, that's a different story. You're out of luck there.
You said a vegetable. I don't think is the proper term. Brain dead?
No, brain dead is brain dead. When let's say you're paralyzed from the neck down.
That's not is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
What were you asking?
A vegetable is usually people that can't move anymore. Like can't move. They're still alive, but they cannot move from like the neck down.
Yeah, but I feel like, those people could still like, get around some way with a wheelchair or.
Well, I mean, if you can't move your arms, you can't get around a wheelchair because you have to.
Yeah.
How does Stephen Hawking do it?
Stephen Hawking had a joystick,
then he still cheated. He still cheated on his wife.
Joystick. It's like the Family Guy thing. Did you ever watch that? You ever see it? You watch Family Guy?
I think I saw that episode a long time ago.
Holy crap. There's an episode where like him and his wife get into an argument, and then they start like, he starts ramming his chair into her and shit. And the one guy goes and says, "Oh, don't worry about it. I heard they have great makeup sex." And then they're like laying, and he's like, oh yeah. Do that to me, baby.
It's so wrong.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's wrong. But here's the thing. Technology is going to increase. It's always going to develop, right? I don't think we're ever going to hit a ceiling and say we're done, because society is always going to want more, right? You can't get better cars. You can't get better computers without advancement in technology, right? Even if we got to a point where we lived like an iRobot, where an iRobot, people didn't work anymore, right? The only people that really worked were like cops, and they were like watching the robot cops, right? At some point, that technology is going to become obsolete, and another program is going to take over these robots. These robots are going to get deleted until a point where literally it's like going to be nothing besides computer tech.
Yeah.
Right. But that's like how many years down the line? It's like the Matrix at that point.
Yeah, but like with the face thing, I just don't want it to become like China where they keep track of everyone's face. And then have you ever seen, it was a Black Mirror episode with the social credit score?
I've only seen a few of those, and I don't think I saw that one.
Well, it's like in China, they actually have that where, you know, they'll scan your face if you do a crime. They'll give you like a number based on like the deeds you do, the crimes you do. They track your face with cameras everywhere.
I saw that. And it's like, okay, let's say you're jaywalking. They have you on the cameras.
On CCT?
Like outside, right? In public. And if you're wearing like a hat or something, they track your gait, how you walk. It's crazy over there.
Right. But I mean, okay, I get it. And that's kind of crazy. Remember, okay, I'll give you an example. And this is what I mean when people just eventually kind of learn to accept stuff. Remember when the Xbox One came out, and I think the counterpart was the PlayStation 4. Okay. When they announced it, when Microsoft went on and announced that they were going to release it, they said that the Xbox, this was the year the Kinect came out with it.
Okay.
Right. So they said the Xbox was going to be on and connected 24/7.
Oh, and people thought.
Right. And they were like, it was 24/7. It had to be on because you could voice command the console. You could say Xbox turn on or whatever, and the Kinect would scan you and see you. And people flipped the fuck out saying, no, what are you guys looking at? Blah, 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 which is understandable. Understandable.
Yeah, what are they looking at? I
Hold
play
on.
naked.
Time out.
Don't look at me.
So then PlayStation, which is the more popular console, correct?
Yep.
They did something similar, and all of a sudden it didn't become a problem anymore. Now everyone does it. Your console is connected 24/7.
God, I hope not.
It is. It's what it is. Your computer, your phone, you're connected 24/7. But there's benefits and negatives to everything, right? So we say we don't want to be connected. Fine. But when you have a crash and you can't dial someone, you want to be connected, right? You want them to be able to find you. The only way for them to find you is if it's connected 24/7.
Yeah, that's actually a good point because a lot of times, like the early, 1900s, late 1800s, I don't know if you know about the history of Chicago, but a lot, like the great, Columbian World Exposition, I think that's what it was called.
I mean, we had a very big, a big expo with electrical stuff, but that's like old. That's like Tesla was there and Tesla lit up Chicago kind of shit.
There was H.H. Holmes, like that serial killer.
Okay.
And then he would find these girls that were traveling alone, and then he would say, "Oh, I have a hotel room," where it wasn't actually a hotel room.
Right.
So I feel like maybe having us connected all the time is a good thing, but then because of extreme scenarios like that. But then if it gets too out of control.
Right, but then the question remains: who is to determine what is out of control? Right, because I don't think anything that's done today is out of control. Because we still control the information.
And I feel like the government knows everything about us. Like before in the 1950s, they didn't want us to be wiretapped. And then you see the memes all the time about people talking to Alexa. Like Alexa knows everything. She's plugged in. She's listening to all your conversations. I
know they do because that's how I get fucking ads on my.
Throw that thing
remember,
out the window.
motherfucker, remember? Oh, who said it? No, bullshit. I was talking to my cousin's daughter because she texted me and she was like, "Oh, we should start playing tennis." And I think you mentioned it one time too because you were like, "Oh, I almost we were playing topspin and we were like, oh, it almost makes me want to play tennis again." What the fuck is popping up on Facebook? Fucking Tennis Warehouse, every racket ever. And I'm like, God damn. But again, I get that it's weird, right? I get it. And I know why they do it because they're doing it for advertisement dollars. That's why they do it. Do I think that Apple gives a shit or any company really gives a shit about me? I'm that popular or I'm that well known that they need to worry about me? I don't know. That's kind of what I think. I'm like, so what? They can get my information. They want to go in and inherit my bad debt? Go ahead. I'm kidding. I don't have bad debt. But still, that's my point. If I had a 0 fucking credit score, go ahead and steal it. Go ahead. Pay it off while you're at it.
Nothing to steal.
There's nothing to fucking steal. So it's like, I understand the worry, especially when it comes to jobs, right? But I would assume at some point, if we did get to that point, I think point a lot, I think we would figure something out. Right. So like, for example, iRobot again.
You would have to. Everybody can't be on unemployment at the same time.
I would think that like living would be different if we went like robotic.
Yeah.
Right. So like in iRobot, the same thing. Like there's no human jobs basically. Like FedEx driver, delivery guy is a robot. Right. So I would assume the regular human has to get paid because you still have to have some type of program to keep income.
You're gonna be all on Social Security.
Yeah. Because I mean,
if there's any left.
Well, at that point, you wouldn't need to pay anybody anymore.
Who's paying into Social Security? The robots.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
There's no need for payroll anymore
Yeah.
if a robot is doing it. You just need to buy said robot,
Yeah.
right? So that means the money generated can be shared among everyone without anyone having to fucking work.
But then the robots will turn on us eventually.
That's assuming that they become cognizant.
Well, there were I remember back in grad school, like we were studying different things in mass communication. Like they had to, like the government actually controls like how smart technology is.
Correct.
And then I remember there was an article, I can't think of it at the top of my head right now, but then the computers, like two computers like in a government like office started talking to each other in their own language. And then they had to destroy those computers.
Well, there was a big deal with Google's. Was it Google's? It might have been Google. It used to be called Brad or something like that. And there was a thing where it started talking to someone out of protocol.
Yeah.
And then they had to figure it out. But again, it's one of those things that's unavoidable because the benefit of it.
It's totally avoidable.
No, it's avoidable. Yes, but the benefits in a way can outweigh the cons. Because you got to keep in mind that if a computer is smarter than you and I and can respond hella faster than you and I, right? It is more capable of doing things than you and I.
Oh, funny. I just remembered this video. I think I used it for a presentation, but there is a robot, like she's a very human-like robot, but she has a strong opposition towards humans, and she wanted to destroy all humans and kill them. There's a YouTube video somewhere. I could send it to you after.
You know what we could do with that? Shoot a rocket at it.
No, she was very human-like too. Like her movements and everything, her
She's like
skin.
Ex Machina.
I'll tell you, I work in a company that makes actuators and stuff like that for robots and
You're
stuff
part
like
of
that.
the problem.
But we don't have robots. There's no robot that I've seen in, like, I always go to IMTS. You're probably going to be there this year. My company has a booth there. And when I go to IMTS, which is one of the bigger, innovative, technology place, whatever, the robots they have are fucking still look stupid. Like they usually have a dog robot that walks around and that stupid thing doesn't even move like a real dog. It just hops around.
Of course they look stupid. Somebody said that.
How many years do you think until that happens?
If they become fully aware, if robots become fully aware, the first thing they're going to do is act like they're not fully aware.
They want to trick us.
Why do you assume robots or AI wants to kill
I don't think
humans?
they want to kill us.
Well,
what do you think then?
I think they want to
that was just the
govern us.
one. That was just
Why
the
do you
one
think they would
robot.
want to do that?
Because we don't know how to govern ourselves.
Because we can't, like in school. I mean, now they have tablets, they have smart devices. They don't even have a chalkboard. They don't learn cursive like we used to. They're all reliant on
failed that
technology.
class.
Yeah, but at least we were challenged. I feel like now these kids, as a substitute teacher, I see these kids cheat all the time, but there's nothing really you could do. You could stop them, but they're just going to go back on Google. They're not going to read a book fully because they could just go online and read, a portion of it.
You don't got that yardstick ruler you can...
Yeah, seriously.
No, I feel like that's like Catholic school nuns, but I'm a sub. And then usually if I'm a teacher aide, I have to be with the children who need extra attention. So, and then you have to talk to them a certain way too. So it's
Do you think...
Really? I got shoved by a teacher one time.
Yeah, me too.
shoved.
Threw something at him.
It was back in the day, though.
No, that's what happens now, actually, as a sub. One day, I was with this very sweet girl until she lost in gym class. It was 4 corners. She guessed the wrong corner. She went absolutely nuts, and then she got violent. She got cones. She was going towards the teachers with the cones, poking them. No, it gets better. They had to block all the doors because she would try to escape out the doors. And then she actually ripped off a teacher's pants because she was so angry.
That person would have been a popular kid in school.
But the crazy thing is she didn't really get in trouble. She didn't even get sent home. I mean, I think they're going to talk to the parents, but I have a lot. Like, I could probably go on for days with the funny like stories I have.
Well, my sister was a teacher, so like she had a bunch of stories too. So
no, it's like but it's sad sometimes. Like these kids, preschoolers, like I was helping out with one who knew the F word in preschool, and then teachers would like, it seemed like they're almost provoking him. Like,
I blame the music.
No, but his parents would dress him up in a Bob Marley shirt and then send him to school.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man,
in preschool.
That's crazy.
But he knew all the language. You know, he would call like girls the C word who wouldn't share their toys.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Blood
Damn.
clot.
Okay, so to put a bow on the AI thing, how long do you think it's going to take before we
10
see?
years.
You think in 10 years? What?
Like I said, they're probably fully aware now. They're just acting like they're not. Yeah.
Wow. I think
Like
you're
I said,
way.
They want to govern us.
Why?
Because we pick people like Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
You've watched too many movies, bro.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have a robot ruler.
Yeah.
We're so far away from that. So far away from
I
that.
mean, with how crazy this world has gotten.
I don't think we're that far away.
What?
Do you not remember from the first airplane to us landing on the moon, allegedly? It was only like 50-something years.
Well, I mean, there is actually conspiracy about the moon.
Okay, wait a minute. I got a counter for that.
What?
You're talking about the first plane to the fact that we've allegedly landed on the moon.
Allegedly.
Here's the fucked up part
He was
about all
wearing
of
different
that.
shoes.
Here's the fucked up part about all that.
Was he?
That's
Yeah,
that's
he
his
was.
theory. Listen, you know what's fucked up about your concept?
What's
Is the fact that the only reason why we haven't even got past the fucking moon, bro. So that's not even an example. The fact that we've gone from the Wright brothers flying paper airplanes to fucking going to the moon means nothing. We haven't even gotten past
It means
it.
a lot.
When did we land on the moon? 19 what?
We may never have.
Oh,
I don't know.
Let's assume we did. Let's assume we did.
60s.
Okay,
64?
60s. So from 64 till now, we haven't even gotten past that point.
Sure
Human-wise. Human-wise.
Human-wise, no.
So what advancements have we made? Zero.
iPhone?
Do you know why we haven't made those advancements?
Why?
Because technology doesn't exist yet. So you're telling me that we're going to go from a Tesla car that can barely drive itself, barely, right? Or cars that can somewhat park themselves. You're saying in 10 years, we're going to have an AI that's going to kill us all. Or
Well, we already
enslave
have
us all.
chips in people.
Yeah, but they don't control us, per se.
Meh.
Per se. Like,
Watch someone hacking into it.
I mean, sure. But see, but we're playing the what if game. Right? And we're
Best
basing
game
this.
ever.
aliens.
And hold on. And we're basing this off of the fact that we've seen films that depict this.
or aliens.
That's what's crazy. We're literally saying it because we've seen films that depict this. Films.
Yeah.
No, but aliens maybe are more likely.
I think aliens are real.
You think they're films, and I think they're documentaries.
You're an idiot. Oh my goodness gracious.
Or they
Dude,
will be.
we're nowhere near. You're telling me that in 10 years you're gonna see Arnold Schwarzenegger, but literally the Terminator.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
You're fucking nuts. We're nowhere near
And
that.
we're going to be hiding on the rubble with
Dude.
dogs.
Oh wait, what was that
trying-
movie where like the robots would like take all the people in and kill them? It was like they were in like hiding in different houses, but it was like these like saucer things, but then they'd have legs to take all the people in and kill them. I forgot what movie that was.
The world.
Oh, the
War-
one, maybe the one
War of
with
the
Tom
Worlds?
Hanks.
Yeah, that's it.
The War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds.
Tom Cruise.
Sorry, Tom
Tom.
Cruise. Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise.
Weird comedy.
Tom Brady. I don't know.
That movie always stuck with me.
I mean, Terminator stuck with me, but it's a movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger's not going to come back in time to kill us all.
Or how about War of the Worlds, though?
Sure. I mean, there is some fact in these films, but I don't think we're going to reach those levels per se. Maybe in the future, but I'm not talking about 10 years, dude.
10 years.
10 years. You think 10 years? So in 2034,
15 max.
in 2034, you're telling me
Yeah.
we're gonna be.
Well, let's come back to this in 10 years and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Holy shit!
We should do that now. We'll have like a
Let's
reunion
write
in
it-
10
let's write
years.
it down.
We'll have another interview in 10 years.
And when
be-
I come on here and I say no, todavía no.
Should we make a time capsule and like fucking put it in my backyard so when our ancestors, hopefully if they survive this
Our robotic
attack-
ancestors.
Yeah, no, or hopefully the kids.
There's a fly
The
attacking
fruit
you.
fly.
It's a robot.
The robot, telling you, yeah, you're fucking crazy. Might as well say that we're all plugged into a computer and we're in the Matrix, and Neo's gonna come and save us all. No, not Neo. Keanu Reeves is gonna come back
You
and,
don't know
and
that
save
we're
us all.
not.
Correct? Is it true? Or is it just a movie that was made?
knows?
You know, there's an actual religion based on that. You know that, right?
What
On the
is it?
Matrix?
On the Matrix.
Well, I heard a little bit about that. I know Scientology is pretty big in Hollywood too.
Yeah. But literally, there is a religion that
That's
was
a
built
crackpot
on
right there.
the movie, The Matrix.
Let's go to church then. Let's see what's up.
So I'm
I'm
assuming.
not going to Scientology.
I'm
church.
assuming their holy book literally is like the VHS copy of fucking The Matrix. It's kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, a lot of these religions are kind of out there.
Oh, there's a lot of religions that are out there.
Where they'll come to your house. I won't name any, but
Those are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
well, do Mormons do that too?
Mormons do
And
that too.
Mormons do that.
Yeah.
They're easy to tell too because they use their bikes.
They're dressed so nicely and
Yeah.
they're always happy. I'm just like, why are they so happy?
It's the white dress shirt cut off.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the,
Oh, yeah, you're
yeah,
right,
that's
you're right.
them.
But they're always so happy. They have that similar smile.
I just stopped answering. I just stopped. Like I know it's them
Where are these
already.
Mormons coming from, anyways?
There's a
Is it-
They're
bunch
on a
of there's a
mission.
bunch of Kingdom Halls everywhere, bro.
Is
But
it?
it's like they're so happy all the time though. It's like, what makes them so happy?
It's abnormal.
I mean,
It's not
when
normal
you
to
when
be
you
that.
have a belief, I guess, man. I don't
Those
know.
maybe the
Oh my
robots.
gosh,
Maybe,
the
I don't
musical. Have you seen the musical, The Book of Mormon?
No.
Like now that
Oh,
song-
I heard somebody criticize that shit.
No, but it's like, now the music is coming into my head like the Mormon song.
Are you religious?
Somewhat like I believe in God, I pray every day. But then I've noticed a lot of churches will try to interpret the Bible in different ways. And it varies based on that person's view. So I kind of just study it on my own.
Fair.
And then a lot of times, even joining a church, they wanted me to give a certain portion of my income where I'm just like,
You gotta send that tide. That's right.
I was like, yeah, no, I watch it actually online for free. Harvest has free like sermons. Willow Creek does, like if I feel
well,
like,
those are big churches.
yeah, they
Those are
actually,
those big churches.
That's why
You-
I don't go to big churches.
Those are big churches.
you can watch it online for free and then you don't have to worry because I don't know, like I feel like I definitely,
First of all, I don't think you have to tide. Period. If you don't want to.
I don't know because
I
like,
mean, they make you feel bad if you don't. But
It is in the
no,
Bible.
actually, to join certain churches, I had girls like who would try to recruit me, and they're like, "Oh, you have to give this much of your income."
it's like
and I'll
10%, right?
15. I hear
15%?
15, 20.
I hear 20.
It's supposed to be 10.
Anybody? 10,
It's supposed
10,
to be
10.
10.
Ugh, but I'm
Whatever it
just-
is. I think it's. I mean, the problem is that's how they keep their church running.
Yeah.
That's
So
how it
if I
works.
have an OnlyFans account,
No, that's
will
what
they
like
take
that's
that
how.
money?
Well,
They take dirty money too?
I guess.
Or-
I don't know.
Kenneth Copeland will take any money.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah, he
like
looks
with
a
internet
fucking
tracking.
nut job.
No, that's almost coming back with the OnlyFans. I was thinking like with internet tracking, like I don't do it, but a lot of people who do it because they had to during 2020. That kind of like.
I mean, OnlyFans is. I mean, the only problem with OnlyFans that doesn't work for guys.
Well, I mean, some guys do. They like sell certain things.
Well, I'm talking about what OnlyFans is actually used for, not for selling product. They're selling themselves, which I
Well,
think is
yeah, there
interesting.
are guys on there who actually sell pictures of themselves.
Yeah, but the market's not the same, is what I'm saying.
I'll do feet.
Hey, I don't like feet. I don't know.
No, people actually pay a lot of money for feet
I
pictures.
know it's disgusting. Foot
I got
fetish-
this weird gap. It's almost ape-like.
sell pictures.
dude.
And-
This guy can grab a baseball in between his big toe and his whatever
Second in command,
his
I guess.
index. Like he
No,
can literally
no,
grip it. That's
so,
disgusting.
So what you do, you make a video of that, upload it to Feet Finder, and
Do women find that hot, or even men? I don't.
I
care.
mean,
It's a
like
foot
someone
pick.
with a fetish who will give you $50 for it per watch.
No, that's kind of weird because it's mostly men. Women don't have that type of fetish.
That's my point. It's like it's like this goes to the whole concept of like, sometimes in some occasions women got it good, and I think in that case they got it good because men are always going to be attracted to women regardless of what it is, for the most part, right? I think women towards men are more selective. Right? We don't necessarily care. So if we're into feet, we don't care whose feet it's attached to. Women would care whose feet they're attached to.
Well, I mean, what type of feet? Like if it's like yellow toenails with fungus.
Sure. But my point is, a woman who's jobless, right, can go on OnlyFans and make a living. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. More power to you. I can't do that.
No.
I can't do that.
You'll get some fans.
No, I ain't gonna get no fans. I'm gonna get like 10 cents. That's about it.
Yeah.
Literally. What am I gonna promote? This is what I look like every time after I play basketball, all sweaty and shit. That's it. Like, what's the point?
Maybe there's a fetish out there for that. Or
My
you could,
sweaty shirt is what I'm selling.
or you can dress up in cosplay, be a furry.
Nah, I'm good. I'm totally good where I work now. I'm good. Anyways, so do you have anything coming up that you're working on acting? Oh, you were on that other thing with what's his face?
Sunny.
Yes, with Sonny.
Honey, we're gonna start filming soon, and then I have a couple other independent projects I'm gonna pick up. And then the Second City Conservatory, I'm hoping for more to pop up, but I am starting to be more selective with what I'm in. I've noticed
You should be.
because at times, like I feel bad. There is
Don't feel bad.
actually there is one where I'm going to travel eventually, but it's just like I guess I'll just take it like and keep auditioning. At least I have some stuff lined up in the Second City, but yeah, it's like I feel like now is still a little slow, but then like I am getting like offers sometimes, but like I did have to turn some things down that were like,
The reason I say be selective is because, like, for example, and you don't have to tell me numbers, obviously, but do you get paid for every role?
yes.
Every role you get paid.
Well, the one series was more like a passion one.
Okay. And are you making significant money?
With acting, like I always have to have another hustle. I mean, it's never stable.
Okay. So I would argue that be selective because of the fact that what's more important to you at this point in your career?
Quality.
That's my point. So if footage and reel is more important to you, which I would argue it should be in the beginning of your career, money should come if it's there.
Yeah.
Right. But what's the point? Like, for example, I did a few student films. One of them was good. The rest of them were fucking garbage.
Yeah.
So I went and did the work for free. Right. Which is fine because that's obviously how people start.
Mm.
But what did I get out of it? I didn't even get usable footage that I can put in a reel.
No, then it's a waste. I know, like some things I had to turn down. It was like I would have like, professional like person, like we would go over the script in class and then he would say, "Hey, I see some red flags in this script." Like it would be like, a serious role, like very serious, and I didn't even pick up this. It was like in little subtext, like, but then it's like, okay, then all of a sudden you're randomly in a bikini. And I'm just like, wait, that like totally takes away from having a serious role. Like,
Oh man.
and then like another person,
Who's producing that? Gang Bros?
no, but it's just like, I was like,
Bros.
wait.
What?
And
This
then,
didn't happen in Miami, did it? Just kidding.
no, but it's just like, like a teacher looked, he's like, that's weird. Why would you go from having a serious character to randomly popping up in a bikini? That takes away from the seriousness of the character because I really want to get into more serious roles. Like my dream would be to play a detective, like crime. Like I would love to have a recurring role like that.
That's like everybody.
True detective.
Those are true
detective,
detective. Or I wouldn't mind being on a sitcom. I love comedy also. So
I'd say just be picky because it serves you no purpose if you end up with shitty material.
yeah, and stuff that's going to haunt you too, because in the beginning, like I would do every project and then sometimes it's like funny stuff. Like I would even send you stuff and you're like, wait, is this a joke? Like,
I'm sorry. I'm weird. I'm very critique-ish. Is that a word?
but
Critical?
You're big.
I'm
Yeah.
critical. Yes.
Because like you actually like, gave me some good insight. It's like, well, if someone else actually looks at this and thinks it's a joke, it's like maybe like if I'm in this, they're going to look at me a certain.
Correct. That's important because again, now mind you, this is going off of the hunch that maybe people are watching what you're in, right? When you go for auditions now in our career, since we don't really have a lot of professional gigs, they just kind of look at pictures. A picture of you, they don't necessarily look at your reel per se. And if they do, they're looking at it for like 15 seconds.
15 seconds most.
Right. So you need to have the best thing in there. Now, if they happen to Google you, if they happen to do that, then it's important to make sure you know what you're on. Because if you go and you're on something that's not that great and your
Then it's
performance
bad.
suffers or whatever, they're going to look at it like, oh, what the fuck? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Because you have no control of what they watch first.
No, so that's why it's so important. Like I had to turn down certain roles where it was like, for a racial awareness, but it's like where I would say something racist and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. It's like they're going to put that, out of context.
I mean, at the end of the
Somebody's
day.
going to get that little snippet of you saying something bad with
Yeah.
no context whatsoever.
But that's not your fault though. I would assume that people that are in
of course that's not
hold
her
on,
fault.
wait.
Well,
But
who's
it's gonna
pay for
happen.
that?
Got it. Hold on. This is the difference. The average person is going to think shitty of her. Sure. Or me, whatever. The average person. But if you're in a professional thing. So for example, if she's in a fucking Hollywood movie, right? And she played a racist. I don't think the next director is going to penalize her because she made a racist
No,
remark.
Obviously not, but I'm pretty sure whatever it was she was going to be in, it wasn't a Hollywood film.
Do you think the what's his name? Peters, the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer?
I don't know.
Something Peters. It's something Peters. Do you think people look at him like shit because he played a racist fucking white guy who killed people and ate them?
No.
So what are
I'm
you telling me?
saying that on Google, if they look her up, they might have just like a little snippet of that video and they're going to be like, oh, what'd she just
Okay,
say?
when you Google Evan Peters is his name. Evan Peters, Jeffrey Dahmer pops up.
Okay.
And in that movie, we all know that he was a racist serial killer.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're trying to say, but you're looking at it in the sense of if she's going to get fucking canceled because she said a scripted thing.
Well, I mean, at this point,
I don't know if people get canceled for saying scripted shit.
Well,
I think people get canceled for saying stupid shit outside of scripts.
Well, I mean, it really like.
I don't think those two things. I've never seen someone get canceled because they played a role.
No, you're not understanding.
I understand what you're saying, and okay, so let's replay this. Okay, I'm in a role. I make a racist comment.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Nothing.
So then, what are we arguing about?
I'm saying if you said if they randomly Google her
Mm-hmm.
and a snippet of that video where you don't know if it's a movie or whatever. It
How do you
pops
not
up.
know?
You just don't know.
You just don't know how people are going to take things out of context.
There you go.
I agree with that, but we're talking about films.
But it could be a film, but then if you're like, they say it's your regular name, not actor role name.
Well, when you get Googled, it's your name.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, I guess if you have a stage name, whatever. But obviously, if you're in a film, right, and you're paid to do something.
Michael, I'm talking about if they don't know it's a film.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
But when have you ever seen that happen?
That's what I'm saying. If it's a little snippet.
Again, I asked the same question. When have you ever seen that happen? I've never heard
I've
that.
never seen it happen.
So then what are we worried about?
But I'm just saying you never know.
Because you do know when you Google people that are actors, the first thing that pops up is not a snippet of anything. It's their roles, the things that they've
You're
been
talking about
in.
famous actors, though.
Any actor. If you Google me, what pops up? The podcast doesn't.
I don't know.
Chicago PD pops up.
Okay.
Night Sky pops up. Not
Okay.
this. Doesn't say I'm a YouTuber.
All right.
That's my point. I'm like, and yes, is it going to pop up? Maybe, possibly, depending on how trendy that thing goes. But in order for it to be trendy, it has to be put out there. It's still going to be someone who's going to say, "Look what I saw in this film." Oh, it's a film. It's scripted. I don't think anyone's ever been canceled because they said something.
Sweet Maria, we're
I know what you're saying. You're saying if someone takes a clip out of context. Yes?
not a clip, but they don't even know it's an actual film or movie. It's just like,
How stupid is this person?
I don't know. There's stupid people in the world.
And there's trolls.
What if it's a cartoon?
Yeah, that's
what if it's a cartoon film? Same effect?
Well, it's a cartoon. It's like how are they gonna know it's you?
It's your voice.
But I mean,
All
like
right.
people can have similar voices.
I've never seen. I don't think that would ever happen. Not like that. I think the way most famous people get in trouble is because they're saying things on their own. That's when they get in trouble. Because you normally every video you see of someone saying something racist that's famous, where do you see them saying it? Fucking podcast, fucking red carpet. They're saying something stupid that they shouldn't be saying, or whatever. That's where you see it.
Or dressing silly.
Oh, they all dress silly. Did you watch the gala thing?
No.
Where they purposely dress like stupidly? Not stupidly, but they think it's like a theme.
Yeah.
And they all kind of got to dress that way. Godly.
Why? Who's dressed as what?
I mean, they all just dress, man, to like the extremes. It just looks weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like looking at a Tesla. I was telling my friend this at work. Do you think a Tesla, a Cybertruck? Do you think a Cybertruck looks pretty cool?
Oh, those that without a logo? No.
No, not without a logo. So Cybertruck is Tesla's pickup truck.
Oh,
but it looks like a trapezoid, like a pointy
like
polygon
copper
thing. Yeah, they're having problems.
I've
with.
seen those.
Do you think that car? When were you born? What year? Should we?
Nah.
No. Okay, so you're
90s baby.
You're not in your 30s yet. You're in your 30s.
No.
Okay, so you're in your 20s. Okay. John, when we were in our teenage years,
Don't ask me either.
high school, we were in high school.
Yes.
Do you think a Cybertruck, everybody would have been saying, "Oh, that's cool," based on how our mentality was at that time?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think, yeah.
I think no.
No?
Because I think at our time, we thought weird things were weird. We had a specific thing about being what was cool and what wasn't, right? Now it's more open-minded, like this is unique, so it's cool or whatever. I don't think we grew up with that type of mentality. That make sense?
Yeah.
And my coworker was like, no, I think everybody would. Nah, I don't think so. At that time, nah.
I think we'd look at it as something like different, kind of alien-like. I don't know if I would have liked it or not.
I think it would have went through what Soldier Field went through. Soldier Field looked futuristic for its time. Everybody fucking hated it. Anyways, back to acting. So you're gonna do another season with
Sunny.
Right? When are you getting started with that?
June, we're gonna figure something out.
Okay, and you have some other projects down the line?
Yeah, independent ones where one is like a semi like light horror film. It'll be my first time kind of going into that, but then I had to be very careful with that too, like making sure it's like, okay, it's not gonna be something too like gory. I don't know.
Why?
You won't do too gory?
I don't know how like
I've ran into people that want to get killed in films.
they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it just depends. I mean, I feel like one, it's like I just avoid like this scary monster who almost gets to me, but then I get away.
Okay.
So it's not too bad, but then it's like some, I'm just like, it's like weird because I know some people have like different fetishes, whereas like, they love to see blood and gore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost like a violent fetish, and then they put it into film sometimes. So I don't know.
I feel like some people, and it's fine. I mean, everybody can feel however they want to feel, but I've run into situations where some people don't want to play the villain, or they don't want to get killed, or like, I wanted to kind of, this new one, I was like, oh, we should do like a alternate ending where we chop up the girl. And she was like, nah, I don't think I want to do that. Okay. I mean, it's not real, right?
Well,
it's not real.
Yeah,
right?
But I don't know, like for certain people, maybe it's triggering to see themselves or having them go through that. I don't know. It could be a different trigger for people.
Sure.
Maybe that's why like certain people don't want to be killed.
I think in this field, I would argue that you have to be beyond that, because you cannot dictate. I guess you can dictate what kind of roles you get, because you can pick or say no or yes, but you're limiting yourself drastically. If you just want to be the good guy every time, then you're limiting yourself.
No, because I feel like still now I get a lot of younger roles I wouldn't mind playing a villain.
I love playing a villain.
It
So much
would
easier.
actually be fun. Like it would be a lot of fun. But I don't know. I feel like if there is like violent scenes on set, there should be like a coordinator to, you know, make sure like people are okay.
Coordinators are expensive. I'm just
Well,
saying.
it's like, you know, especially with like sexual scenes too, they have that coordinator over there to make sure it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I did that short that we did with Erica had some, you know, nothing crazy, but
No.
you know, we had two people that were half naked together or
Well,
whatever.
half is fine.
I don't think complete nudity is necessary anyways.
Well, you can wear bodysuits. I know that. No, because I saw this random opera where they were all dancing like they were naked, but they were wearing like undies.
Oh, they were like wearing that skin
Body
stuff.
all
Yeah.
day.
It was like remember that? Do you remember? You remember Shakira pretty well? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Shakira Ritas?
No, the singer.
Oh.
Who the hell is that?
Shakira.
I was like, Shakira.
Shakira, read us.
She had a
Sounds like
video,
a
a music
disease.
video.
And what if she watches this?
She had a music video for She Wolf. It was a song she had.
Yeah.
I think that might be no.
Yeah,
Is it?
there's a she-wolf in the closet.
Yeah, that's it. So in the video, she's like in a cage, right? And the first time I saw this video, I thought she was butt ass naked because she had like a tight suit on,
Skin tone.
her skin tone, and I'm like, okay, I could see what it's easy to cover that shit up. But first of all, you don't need to see. This is why Power kind of upsets me sometimes because Power is very graphic. The show, the one that they film here in Chicago, it's very graphic, and I'm like, it's unnecessary. Yes, you could imply that these people are having sex without fucking having me see this chick's boobs or whatever. You can imply it. You don't need to
Oh,
freaking
wow.
show it.
They actually show it?
Oh yeah,
It's HBO.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
yeah, it's on HBO. Yeah, no, it's on Stars. It's on Stars.
Oh, okay.
It's on Stars. Like literally, the girl that I had a scene with on Chicago PD, right?
Mm.
I seen her naked. Seen her naked on the show.
Wait, what scene?
No. I'm just saying. I'm saying I saw her on the show naked. My scene was nothing. So my point is it necessary
Well,
every
that's
time?
kind of like why. Like, I've seen maybe some actors having a problem with that because millions of people are going to see you naked.
Yeah, I can see that. Would you do that? As a girl, I guess it's a little more sensitive
I
than
don't
guys.
know.
but-
It's like, it really depends. And it really depends.
And I mean, this was like no cover for this chick. So she's the girlfriend of the main character in Power, right?
Well,
And
she might have been like, hey, you know, I'm going to have a steady paycheck for a long time.
no, that's
good money.
fine. No, I'm not saying that you're. There's nothing wrong with what she did. Nothing wrong with what she did. I'm simply saying that as a cinematographer or as a director or as a story writer, I don't need to see it to give the same story. Right?
Sure.
That makes sense. Like, for example, Terminator, right? Terminator, you see Linda Hamilton naked in the first one when she's messing around with Cal Reese, right? If they would have cut her off from here.
No, I had to see it. I wanted to see Linda Hamilton. I got a crush on Linda Hamilton. What do you
Oh
want
my
me to do?
God. Holy crap. Anyways. Okay, cool. So where can people reach out to you if you want to plug your socials or whatever, or any projects you want, you can feel free.
Oh, yeah. If anyone wants to find me, I'm Angelica Trygar on Instagram, Facebook under the same name. And then I started a YouTube channel, Acting Savvy. And then on my Instagram also, I'll have the link for my show at the Second City Conservatory if you guys wanted to come out. And yeah, I'm going to especially start posting more on my Instagram page, all the different projects I'm working on.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, I hope you had a good time here with us.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring you back at some point so we can continue these conversations. You have, John, you got anything else?
What am I doing here?
I don't know. Do you have anything else to say
No.
before we sign out?
No.
No? Do you have anything else you want to
I
say?
got no
before-
projects.
Oh, but thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know it's been a long time that we mentioned it a while ago.
I think 4 years.
No, it has not been.
Ah,
Yes, it has.
Has it
I
been
think
4 years?
you asked me back in 2020, I think.
Was it? Damn.
Damn,
Terrible.
COVID.
Sorry.
You know how long? That's a
You know what?
distant memory.
You know what? In our defense, you would rather want to be on it now than back then.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
Looks
you got
better,
lucky,
sounds better,
kind
it's
of.
more entertaining.
Yeah.
We're a little more
No,
comfortable.
I remember.
Oh wait, you have a podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's the YouTube channel, but I'm
Okay.
trying to develop it more. And like even looking at all your stuff, I'm just like, wow, this is motivating. You have a really awesome setup. Because I still feel like I'm in the works. I kind of just started it, to get me through hard times. I was like, okay, stay consistent, post a video every week. I'll give you that routine motivation. And now it's like, yeah, I have some traction, but I feel like now it's like I'm at like a still point because sound. I realize, oh, my sound is not the best. Like I need to work on that. So I have like different things I've been experimenting with.
I would argue sound is more important than video.
Sound, yeah.
Yes, I would argue. You can get away with a mediocre video, but trying to get away with bad sound is you can't block that.
It's hard because the first camera I got for my YouTube was a Canon EOS M200.
I had one of those. No, I had an M2.
But the thing is, you can't plug in a microphone, so I had to get a whole other camera off eBay. It was cheap on eBay, a Rebel TI from Canon. So I was able to plug in a microphone there. But then sometimes like transferring like the files is a little weird because the camera's so old.
I mean, it's a learning process. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
It takes a while to kind of get the hang of it, and
sound like it just get why Canon would come out with a camera where you can't plug in a microphone.
it's because DSLRs were not meant for video in the beginning. That's
Really?
why. Yeah. So cameras, if you go to any camcorder, it has a mic input. When DSLRs came out and mirrorless cameras came out and all that, they were still photo cameras, like to take pictures that could record. So that eliminated the need for a mic input because photographers don't need a mic input because it was built for them first. Fortunately or unfortunately,
What if I want to hear the picture?
no. So then once those technologies started being used for video, right? Now you start to see mic inputs. Like these all have mic inputs and stuff like that. But it's an evolving thing because pictures are not really like as important as it was before. Now it's kind of the opposite. Most cameras are more for video first and then photography. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's weird how Canon marketed it. Wow, my
You're fine. I got
Yeah.
you. Go ahead.
Something in the water today. I don't
yeah,
know.
maybe
It's
I need
all
more
of us.
water. But like how they market it,
Marketed it.
Marketed it.
You're right.
No,
To
she
people.
was right before. Market it.
Yeah, I was overthinking, but like how they kind of like they portray it as a kit for content creators for their YouTube channels.
And
So-
no mic input.
Full of
No.
shit. Full of shit.
I was like, I got it off eBay for a cheap price, like luckily, but I'm just like, why is there not a mic input?
Well, I will say at the same time, I'm not defending that. But then again, obviously, as you can see the setup we have, I don't record audio into my cameras. I record it into a recorder, a voice recorder, or a sound recorder, audio recorder. And then in post, I put them together anyways. So maybe that's something you could look into. Get yourself a small little recorder and just record it that way.
Yeah, with memory cards. I know someone
Yeah.
taught me that before because I'm experimenting with it's like almost like a real small thing where you could charge it up and plug it into your camera, and then people would all have their little mics, like the little fuzzy
Lavaliers.
mics. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that could work, but the thing is, you're at the mercy of the preamps of the cameras, and they're not the greatest because again, you got to remember a camera is more video and photography, so their audio they don't really care about the audio. That's not their cup of tea, right? They're not audio experts; they're camera experts. Rode, for example, right? Rode is an audio company, so they are premier in that. They put all their chips into that versus trying to get something to do everything is kind of difficult.
I have a Rode mic. I just wish there was a way to have it easier where
And you have an NT something, right?
yeah, the newest one, the 5th generation.
But how you plugging that into your camera?
Actually, you can't.
Oh, it has USB, doesn't it?
It's USB mic, so I use it for voiceover stuff.
Because
But
the one before that didn't have USB; it was only XLR.
yeah, and then I have a Blue Yeti where I haven't really used that much.
Oh, the Rode is hella better.
Yeah.
Hella better. What were you gonna say, John? I
Huh?
forgot. You were gonna say something.
No, I was going to belch.
Oh, okay. Feel better? Good. All right.
Are you able to edit out burping?
I kind of leave it in there because it's kind of funny to watch. But anyways,
Stomach bubbles, we don't know.
oh God,
We're going to.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can hear them. But she was nice. She was nice.
Oh, it was
Sometimes.
us too.
Okay. So thank you for coming down.
Oh yeah.
No, we
Hanging
didn't
out
mean
with us.
you.
No, yeah, not you.
No, not you. Somebody else.
He didn't mean you. It was another guest that was here. But that's later on.
Did you mean that? No.
Did you think he was talking
not
about you? Did you think he was
Not
talking about you just now?
Oh. No.
No,
I just heard she was nice. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I'm nice. I could be nice.
No.
No, it was
We're
somebody
talking about else. Thank you for coming down. I appreciate the time. Good conversation. Anything else you want to say before we're done?
No, thank you for having me.
All right.
Oh, fuck you, Canon.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, fuck you.
I need to get a
Canon for now.
Sony. Now I
Okay,
want to get a Sony.
Sony.
I'm going to ask you about these cameras.
No problem. You're good, John?
Yeah.
Madam, good?
Yeah.
All right. And that's going to be our show for tonight. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember, everything we said is in our opinion. And if you don't agree with it, I guess that's okay.